What is American exceptionalism, and why should you care about this term? Hi, Alex McFarland. In my book, The Assault on America, How to Defend Our Nation Before It's Too Late, I talk about some of the things that make America unique. And I'll talk about a little of that in a moment. But let me say, if you talk about American exceptionalism, likely that term will elicit a couple of different reactions. Many people who really don't understand the concept, they might push back and say, well, America is not better than any other nation. Sadly, as Colorado illegally is working, even as we speak, to keep Donald Trump off of the 2024 presidential ballot. And as liberal pundits like Joy Behar on The View say that at any cost, Trump must be prevented from becoming president again. Even the president of El Salvador said in the news that America is no longer in a position to lecture any other country on democracy or really much of anything. Look, we're not saying we're better. In fact, we, in many ways, are in a deplorable state right now. But American exceptionalism is the idea that America is different. And you think about this, in the 1700s, in the midst of the transatlantic slave trade, when nations throughout history had been basically either a king or a cabal, a monarchy or an oligarchy, and people basically were promised a little bit of safety if they would be compliant. You've got to understand the idea of self-government, the idea of a free market economy, the idea of the free expression of ideas, and yet the idea that we would govern ourselves according to the Ten Commandments of God, as Madison and the founders said. That was a revolutionary idea. At least acknowledge that we were exceptional in our founding. But what made us exceptional was the Judeo-Christian biblical foundation. In 1845, journalist John O'Sullivan said that we had this manifest destiny. Once the Louisiana Purchase was complete and it was clear that America would go from sea to shining sea, manifest destiny gave rise to the realization that could hardly be overlooked, that God had blessed America, and America was prospering rapidly, innovative, developing technologies. Ronald Reagan, in his campaign in the early 80s, he said that he had always believed that God's hand was on America, and so many others would concur. JFK said similar things. But do you know what? American exceptionalism today is ridiculed, is mocked, but we've got to understand that this nation is a stewardship transaction. God has entrusted freedom to us. I'm not saying we're better. I'm not saying we're more deserving. In fact, the way that we have flaunted God and disobeyed His word, if we're deserving of anything, it's probably judgment. But America is different. And as long as we are still this constitutionally grounded republic, let's you and I do what we can do to preserve America, to pray, promote, influence others, live a life of truth promotion. And may God grant that this exceptional, blessed nation is preserved. Why? So that we can spread the gospel and be a blessing to those around us. I want to challenge you. Read my book. Familiarize yourself with the philosophical foundations of our U.S. Constitution. And let's use our freedom to preserve our freedom while we have opportunity. Hi, Alex McFarland on the set of the Truth for a New Generation television show, but I want to talk to you about our new book coming out, 100 Bible Questions and Answers for Families. Hundreds of people have given us questions, and this is about God and family. It's a fall of 23 release. It's available everywhere books are sold, online, your local bookstores, even Sam's Club, Barnes & Noble. 100 Bible Questions and Answers for Families, published by the great people at Broad Street.